A couple of years ago, talking about this would give me chills because I had to admit that I was wrong. But being wrong is bad and makes me a bad person. Right. Let's be honest. Being wrong isn't a problem after all, and it never was. But it's our perception that is telling us that it is something bad, something to be afraid of, something to avoid. I was a loner child, probably on the spectrum, kinda nerdy, and I've considered myself always as an introvert. But now I'm certain I am an omnivert, maybe even leaning more into the extrovert side. That actually means that I was always drained of my resources. All that time that I spent alone in my room, not being particularly productive, doing certain things, but trying to find engagement in chats or through phone calls or through video chats, things like that, but in isolation, in an artificial communication environment, drained me of my resources and I wasn't able to actually thrive. The idea of opening up, making friends was frightening. And because I have experienced a lot of negativity with other people, I associated new people, not in general, but to a fairly large degree, as something to avoid. My mom always told me, and I can remember this very vividly, she told me several times that the number one thing that I need to understand is that if I get along with people and I'm able to win people for me, I will thrive. I will win. And me, in my ignorance, I always was like, okay, I'm in my room. I can code. I can do this. I can be isolated. I can work remote. I don't need to do anything with humans. So, therefore, I don't need to be good with humans. And I had this idea. We live in a meritocratic society. So, therefore, it doesn't even matter if I'm good with this person or good with this person, if I can talk with humans, dogs, or owls, as long if as long as my output is exceptional, there's no reason why I should be particularly communicative or why this should be a hindrance to my success. Oh boy, what a fallacy. Believe me, the solution is not a fucking overboring long thing to do. The solution is quite easy. Because, to be honest, to be really frank, the reason you're avoiding people, most likely, especially when you had some negative experiences, some sort of light trauma in the past, is because you're also avoiding yourself. You don't understand yourself. So, therefore, you aren't really trying to connect with other people. And that also breeds a completely misplaced attention in external validation. So, on the one hand, you might feel that you are not enough. On the other hand, you might feel that in certain cases you are more than enough, but still you need that external validation. If you reverse this and you search internal and you try to understand who you are and you cherish whatever you are, whoever you are, you genuinely feel some sort of curiosity about other human beings. Because there's definitely some connection. And I really got to say, since opening up, since communicating with people on a regular basis, since actually not avoiding people and talking to them, a lot of things, a lot of barriers that were there that I built myself, that shed that I built through isolation, it just fell out of place. And I really got to say, the world is way more expansive, obviously, because there are way more chances. And you really understand meritocracy is 100% a lie. If you're charming, if you know how to talk to human beings, if you know how to interact, there are no bounds. This might seem like a fucking joke or whatever, but believe me, if you are able to communicate in a certain way with human beings, you are charismatic, you're interesting, because obviously, if you do the inner work, you're definitely going to explore that you belong here, you are worthy, you are as complex as everybody else, and you are definitely of value. From that framework, also having a loving and giving character and just a positive attitude overall, because there's no walls, there's no bounds anymore, you have already unlocked the game. It's as easy as that. And that's Zaki, and I always tell you the things you already know, and even this one, you knew it deep in your heart. Stop avoiding people. You will need to learn how to communicate with human beings. And believe me, there's no bounds to opportunity when you are able to just go over to a person, ask a couple questions, really with interest, because I know a lot of you people that are stuck in your head out there are actually very interesting human beings on the inside. Nobody else knows that because you are not communicating. So just open up, free up, join the Zaki Simple Club if you want to have some handy tricks to just get rid of that barrier. And I see you guys. I'm back. We're back.